The beloved childhood classic. The Little Rascals stole hearts in the 90s with its unforgettable gang of mischievous kids. But what happened to those adorable young stars after the cameras stopped rolling? Some went on to become Hollywood icons, others left the spotlight for quieter lives, and a few took paths no one saw coming. Join us as we revisit the cast of The Little Rascals and uncover their real-life stories, transformations, and surprising journeys over the past 30 years. Travis Tedford portrayed Spanky in The Little Rascals, 1994. When he was 6 years old, Spanky is the confident club-leading ringleader of the He-Man Woman Haters Club. Clever, assertive, and loyal to his friends, Spanky's antics and leadership add charm and mischief to the story. After The Little Rascals, Tedford acted in a few more projects, including Slappy and the Stinkers and TV appearances, before stepping away from acting in the early 2000s. He later pursued a career in marketing and customer relations. As of 2025, Travis Tedford is 36 years old and leads a private life away from the entertainment industry.
How are you? Good to see you. Your flies on the run. Welcome.
All right, Spanky. If you watch the movie back, and that scene when he goes, okay, and the rest of us, and I'm doing this, and I go.
Zachary Mabry portrayed Porky in The Little Rascals, 1994, when he was 4 years old. Porky is the youngest member of the gang, known for his adorable lisp and sidekick dynamic with Buckwheat. His innocence and comedic timing brought a lot of heart and humor to the film. The Little Rascals was his only acting role, after which he retired from the entertainment industry. He later pursued a career in accounting and worked in the finance sector. As of 2025, Zachary Mabry is 35 years old and occasionally shares reflections on his childhood fame in interviews and podcasts.
Quick! What's the number for 911? How do I know? Let's go!
2,000 followers. That's incredible. I'm very proud of you. I'm told that Giggles likes pickles and that Gloomy is...
Jordan Warhole portrayed Froggy in The Little Rascals, 1994, when he was 8 years old. Froggy is instantly recognizable for his raspy voice and quirky charm. With his thick glasses and deadpan humor, he became a fan favorite. Jordan Warhole continued acting into the late 90s with roles in television and voiceover work. Eventually, he transitioned out of acting and into a career in poker and business. As of 2025, Jordan Warhole is 38 years old, active in the business world, and occasionally connects with fans of the film through interviews and social media.
She wanted to play. But don't worry, I got back in her.
What'd you do? What'd you do?
I whipped out my lizard.
I hope she answers.
Juliet Brewer portrayed Mary Ann in The Little Rascals, 1994, when she was 8 years old. Mary Ann is the strong-willed and smart member of the club, often standing up for herself and challenging the boys' silly, woman-hating rules. Her presence brought balance and a sense of fairness to the gang's dynamic. The Little Rascals remains her only known acting credit. After the film, she retired from the industry and has lived a very private life since. As of 2025, Juliet Brewer is 38 years old, with limited public information available about her current endeavors.
What a hunk! He's smoother than a baby's bottom. And he smells better, too.
And so much within that. I was a wedding coordinator. I worked a side job for frozen bananas for a long time, which I loved.
Bug Hall portrayed Alfalfa in The Little Rascals, 1994, when he was 9 years old. Alfalfa is the film's lovable goofball with a slicked-back cowlick, infamous singing voice, and a heart full of love for Darla. His clumsy attempts at romance and loyalty to his friends make him one of the most iconic characters in the film. After The Little Rascals, Bug Hall had a successful run in film and TV with roles in The Big Green, Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, and guest appearances on shows like CSI and Cold Case. Later in life, he stepped away from Hollywood and became a vocal advocate for faith-based living. As of 2025, Bug Hall is 40 years old, married with children, and focuses on his personal life and faith, staying largely out of the spotlight.
But I'm a woman lover. So let me raise a toast to the girl I love most in the whole...
Bite me, because he saw you in the movie, and you shouldn't have said that.
Heather Kerasek portrayed Jane in The Little Rascals, 1994, when she was 6 years old. Jane is one of the girls in Darla's friend group, sweet, supportive, and always part of the playful banter. While her role was smaller, she added to the charm and camaraderie of the cast. The Little Rascals was Heather Kerasek's only acting credit. After her appearance in the film, she retired from the spotlight and pursued a life away from the entertainment industry. As of 2025, Heather Kerasek is 36 years old and has remained out of the public eye.
So, do you live around here?
Yeah. You like dolls?
I do.
Everybody was so much fun, and it was like we were an old gang back together again.
I guess, thanks.
Ross Bagley portrayed Buckwheat in The Little Rascals, 1994, when he was 5 years old. Buckwheat, with his wild hair and lovable energy, is best friends with Porky. The duo's chemistry and comedic antics made them scene stealers. After The Little Rascals, Ross Bagley found further fame playing Nicky Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air alongside Will Smith. He continued acting for several years before focusing on academics and later working in real estate and as a DJ. As of 2025, Ross Bagley is 36 years old and remains active in media-related projects.
Please, oh, please have mercy, please.
Pretty good pleading.
Well, I basically did exactly what I saw him do. Our school did not win the talent show. However, there was a talent.
Blake Ewing portrayed Waldo in The Little Rascals, 1994, when he was 9 years old. Waldo is the wealthy, polished rival for Darla's affection, polite, well-dressed, and slightly arrogant. His proper demeanor and memorable lines added contrast to the more mischievous gang. After The Little Rascals, Blake Ewing continued acting with notable voice work in animated series such as Hey Arnold, and appearances in Full House and Thunder Alley. He eventually stepped back from the limelight. As of 2025, Blake Ewing is 40 years old and is known to occasionally engage with fans online, reflecting on his early acting days.
Girl!
Don't you get it? Darla can't stand you.
Alfalfa, you're on.
Yeah.
Constantly.
I imagine that's one of like the big things you get all the time.
Yeah, I usually put...
Sam Cleta portrayed Butch in The Little Rascals, 1994, when he was 9 years old. Butch is the film's primary bully, constantly scheming to challenge Spanky and his friends. Tough and intimidating on the outside, Butch's antics often lead to humorous downfalls. After the film, Sam Cleta continued to work in TV and voice acting, including roles in Rocket Power and Seventh Heaven. He later shifted his focus to music and became a lead vocalist for various bands. As of 2025, Sam Cleta is 40 years old and continues to pursue music and creative projects.
Was stupendous. She wasn't bad either.
Oh, my darling. Oh,
What
my
on earth are you doing?
I'm warm.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And this little light.
Mel Brooks portrayed Mr. Welling in The Little Rascals, 1994, when he was 67 years old. Mr. Welling is a humorous and eccentric character who briefly appears during the climactic go-kart race. Though his screen time is short, Mel Brooks's signature comedic energy brought flair and fun to the moment. By the time he appeared in The Little Rascals, Mel Brooks was already a legendary figure in comedy, known for directing and starring in classics like Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, and The Producers. Mel Brooks continued working actively into his 90s. As of 2025, Mel Brooks is 98 years old and remains one of the most celebrated figures in entertainment history, though he is largely retired from public life.
Remember thou art mortal. Remember thou art mortal. Remember thou art mortal. Remember thou art mortal.
Oh, blow it out your...
Four-girl ball. Big Frank was there. He's an amazing human being. He's absolutely amazing. There is no song.
Daryl Hannah portrayed Miss Crabtree in The Little Rascals, 1994, when she was 33 years old. Miss Crabtree is the kind and graceful schoolteacher beloved by her students. Her role brought a gentle and grounding presence to the story. By the time she appeared in The Little Rascals, Daryl Hannah was already well known for her performances in Splash, Blade Runner, and Steel Magnolias. She married musician Neil Young in 2018. As of 2025, Daryl Hannah is 64 years old, actively involved in sustainable living projects, and still occasionally appearing in film and television.
It's Bonanza.
A man killed another man and he died right in the middle of the street.
Was off in the dream world all the time and was not very communicative. And in the 60s, they did like Rorschach tests.
Whoopi Goldberg portrayed Buckwheat's mom in The Little Rascals, 1994, when she was 38 years old. Buckwheat's mom is a brief but memorable role, offering support and humor in her few on-screen moments. After The Little Rascals, Goldberg continued to thrive in film, TV, and theater, becoming a co-host on The View, acting in major films like Sister Act, and earning numerous accolades. As of 2025, Whoopi Goldberg is 69 years old and remains active in the entertainment world, known for her outspoken voice, comedic brilliance, and work as a producer, writer, and host.
This is blood money. I was killed for this money. Now endorse the check.
Well, Sam, what are you going to do with it?
Beginning of my career, I've always done stuff that I wanted to do. So I got my Grammy for my show, I think.
Reeba McIntyre portrayed A.J. Ferguson in The Little Rascals, 1994, when she was 39 years old. A.J. is the celebrity race car driver who judges the go-kart competition, bringing encouragement and inspiration to the kids. At the time, Reeba was already a country music icon and actress. After the film, she went on to star in her own sitcom. Reeba released countless hit songs and became a legendary figure in both music and television. In 2025, Reeba is 70 years old and continues to perform and advocate for causes she supports, while remaining one of the most respected women in country music.
You got any idea how fast she was going?
Nope, speedo pegs at 90, so getting an accurate read after that's a no-go.
You from Vegas, Ms. Wheeler?
Used to play, so I couldn't be a part of it. But as soon as they got through, they sent it to me, and I cried. I was so delighted.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, Happy's Place, congratulations.
Courtland Me portrayed in The Little Rascals, 1994, when he was 7 years old. Is best known for his repetitive response and lovable awkwardness, adding comedic charm to the group. After the film, Courtland enjoyed further success in the 90s, appearing in The Little Vampire, Don't Look Under the Bed, and voicing Gus in Recess. Eventually, he stepped out of the spotlight and has since maintained a low public profile. In 2025, Courtland Mead is 38 years old and lives a private life, with occasional appearances at nostalgic fan events.
Yeah, it was a little baby crab. It was like this big. It had snappers. It just felt like that.
Yeah, so the audition process, I remember bits and pieces, but nothing substantial, I remember, I think more of what my mom...
Ashley Olsen portrayed twin number 1 in The Little Rascals, 1994, when she was 8 years old, in a brief but fun cameo alongside her twin sister Mary-Kate, capitalizing on their fame from Full House. Though their role was minor, it was a delightful surprise for audiences. Ashley continued acting through her youth before transitioning fully into fashion, co-founding the acclaimed luxury brands The Row and Elizabeth & James. As of 2025, Ashley Olsen is 38 years old and has stepped away from acting, focusing instead on her work in the fashion industry and living a very private life.
That would make you Melina.
You got it, Dad. I told you, you got it, dude.
We sort of understood fit and quality.
And you have different styles, but when you were growing up, you were dressed alike a lot because you had to be dressed alike.
Mary-Kate Olsen portrayed twin number 2 in The Little Rascals, 1994, when she was 8 years old, appearing alongside her sister Ashley in a brief cameo that delighted fans who knew them from Full House. Though the role was minor, their joint appearance added star power to the film. Mary-Kate continued acting through childhood and adolescence, starring in numerous films and TV projects with Ashley before both transitioned into fashion. As a co-founder of The Row and Elizabeth and James, Mary-Kate earned praise for her minimalist design and business success. In 2025, she is 38 years old and, like her sister, has left the entertainment industry to focus on fashion and live a very private, reclusive life.
It's too small. Lots of jewelry, lots of valuables. Yeah, but what if I was in my tan? We'll have to get back to you on that.
They're called Bonnaroo, and we stayed on a bus in little cubby, like bunk beds, but they were little cubby holes, you know.
Raven Simonete portrayed Stymie's girlfriend in The Little Rascals, 1994, when she was just 8 years old. Though her appearance was brief, her charm and charisma were already evident, building on her rising fame from The Cosby Show. After The Little Rascals, Raven became a major Disney Channel star with That's So Raven, followed by hosting roles on The View and continuing success as a singer and actress. In 2025, Raven Simonete is 39 years old and remains active in entertainment, producing and acting, while also being a vocal advocate for LGBTQ+ rights and representation in media.
Elephant. Elephant. Right. What's elephant?
Well, see, an elephant is a great big old animal.
I'm like, let's play a game, babe. And it just chills the mood after. Once we realize who won, we play a game to see who really won, you know?
Britney Ashton Holmes portrayed Darla in The Little Rascals, 1994, when she was 5 years old. Darla is the spirited and sweet love interest of Alfalfa, known for her wit, confidence, and charm. She plays a central role in the film's plot, causing Alfalfa to challenge the club's no girls rule. Britney Ashton Holmes briefly continued acting after The Little Rascals, appearing in a few projects including Inhumanoid, 1996. Before leaving the industry altogether, she later pursued higher education and expressed disinterest in returning to Hollywood. As of 2025, Britney Ashton Holmes is 36 years old and lives a private life, occasionally mentioned by fans nostalgic for the film.
But one shoe. Then how can you belong to that silly woman haters club?
Still has that core rascal, you know, inside of him.
Who is your favorite character from The Little Rascals? How do you feel knowing that some cast members are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated. We appreciate your support and are glad to have you as part of our community.